The best thing to do, I mean, if you really think about your income, I mean, I know that there's Quicken and Excel and all kinds of other things that you can use, but right out of school, your income and expenses are usually so basic that for the most part you can just write them down. I mean, you're thinking about, you know, here's my first job, here's how much I get each paycheck, I know my rent, my car, my, you know, utilities, here's what they are. The best thing I really think to do is to simply add them all up and find out what are the things that you must pay every single month. And if you're a spreadsheet person that needs to use an Excel program or a Quicken or something like that in order to get it done, by all means do. But sometimes it's so easy, it's like, well, there's really only 6 things that are, you know, my student loan, my rent, my car, my groceries, my gas. I mean, by the time you just add those things up, it's like, okay, this is exactly what I must pay every single month to survive. Here's what I make, here's what I must pay, here's what's left over. With what's left over is where you get to allocate things that you want to do for fun, savings that need to go away, and those are the things that you really have to begin to play with and say, okay, here's what I have to put away, here's what I need to put away. And also, again, like they talked about on the panel, all of this is a work-life balance. Money is the same way. I don't tell our younger clients, hey, you need to save every single dollar. Because if I do, what's going to happen is you're going to get tired of that. Because while everybody else is having a good time, you're not getting to do any of that. And while that might be better when you're 65, a lot of times when you're 25, you don't care. So you've got to find that happy medium where the amount of money that you're putting away is enough and essential, but also don't miss out on the things that you want to be doing either. And so that's the balance that you have to begin to find. So every investment has a risk, every single investment. There's not one that does not have a risk. It would just be called the way, and we would all do it. Buying a house or a condo, your risk that's associated with that is liquidity. If you buy a house for $150,000 and you put some money down and you have a little bit of equity and you're young and nimble and you want to change jobs, and that job requires that you move from Fort Worth to California, what are you going to do now? Well, you're going to sell it. How long does that take? Well, in this environment, in this market, it could take a long time. Or it could take no time at all, but you're not going to get the price that you were wishing for. So the risk with a real estate investment, no matter what it is always liquidity risk. It's not cash money. It's something that has to be sold in order to create cash money. So the one thing that really chaps me is people that, big financial figureheads that speak to everybody and they say, everybody should do this. I don't care if it's Susie Orman or Dave Ramsey or whoever it is. When they say everybody should, I think that's stupid. Because everybody is very different. There's no one named everybody. You have to think about yourself and what it is that you're doing and I have a very stable job. I know that I'm not going to change. I know my whole family lives here. I know that I want to live here. As opposed to somebody that got a job here right out of school, but they're originally from Kansas City, and they know that they have long-term dreams of moving back to the Kansas City area. So everyone should buy a house or everyone should not buy a house, I don't think really applies. So the thing about that is you just have to look at your specific situation and decide, am I stable in what I'm doing? Am I earning enough money? Do I have enough money to do this? And is there going to be a change in the short term? Because if there's a change in the short term, selling a house may not be something that just happens overnight, and you may be stuck. And it's that illiquidity that you're stuck with. So, very individualistic from one person to the next.